Good afternoon. How's my hair? Are we all fixed? Yep. Okie dokie. Bob with you on a beautiful day. We notice we're back inside again rather than outside. I think we've had summer. Oh, yoy. I think we had summer last week. There's no more summer. It's a bit murky out there today. We had a storm come through last night. That was so heavy. I slept through it, but Helen, who had to drive to work at 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, said it was a bit dangerous. Tea. The world can be fixed by tea. So I wish I'd taken my camera out yesterday. It was a beautiful day. I was out with the hound and we were down in Sidmouth and it was so beautiful. It wasn't any sun, but it was really beautiful. The weather was calm. As opposed, I think I've got a monster behind the curtain. Yep, there we are. Got a monster behind the curtain. It was declawed last night. It had its claws snipped. Thank you. I was sitting here the other night and she ran up to me, bit me on the hand and then ran off again. So I was just sitting there in this chair with my arm down to the side and all of a sudden I could hear this rub rub as she ran in and then there was this sickening pain as the teeth sank into my knuckle and then she disappeared out the door. Right, Luna's over there. So what's been happening? Very sad day today. I've got to be honest with you, sad day. It was Gary's funeral today. Just a second, let me have a swig of my brown motion producer. Yeah, Gary's funeral. Gary was 68 years old and he had cancer. Now I've had another video talking about Garry. But Garry had a long and successful life. He started off working in the Royal Shakespeare Company and went all over the world as a lighting designer, stage designer. Ended up at the front of house producing. And then retired to Sidmouth for a quiet life. Worked in a few hotels, worked at the golf club, and then he ended up at Sid Valley Radio, which we're still playing his shows. We're still, even though he's passed, every Saturday we're going to put a show on just for a few months, probably to the end of summer when we phase it out. It's one of those things, I'm afraid. You lose a presenter, you lose a part of you. We're a family here at Sid Valley and all the presenters are great. They all pull their weight. Gavin, I said to Gavin, look, I need to go to East Devon crematorium this morning for Gary's little service. And we all went. He came over to here. I went over to, he stood in for me while I went across. So Gavin was on air for 2 hours. He's back on tonight. He's just amazing. So we are a pretty close-knit family. It's brilliant. I've got to be honest with you. Being running a small radio station, you can either be dictatorial or narcissist, or you can be friendly and kind. And everyone has a passion for what they do. And that's one of those things. We have a passion. We teach young children. Well, when I say children, 14 and upwards. Broadcasting, which is pretty good. We're all accredited by Career Southwest to do that. Anyway, so Garry this morning, I had a message from Rick Wakeman. I'm not going to go to my phone and read it out. But as he was very keen on Rick Wakeman, and he'd worked with Rick on the Awakening tour, and he worked with Yes, and he just worked all over, designing lights. I farted, sorry about that. I don't know if you heard it, but it was definitely I hear thunder. Sorry, it's getting old. Anyway, so Garry worked with Rick Wakeman quite a few times, and I sent a message through his website saying that Garry had passed, and I got a nice letter back from Rick saying he was a wonderful man and very talented. So, yeah, it's as we get older. I mean, I'm 66 now, you know. As we get older, how many funerals do we have to go to? A lot of our friends, the ones older than us, slightly younger than us, it makes you think of your own mortality. I've got to be honest with you. I was sitting there in the small chapel this morning, and the service wasn't a religious. There was no vicar. There was no nothing. It was just somebody stood up and said some words about Garry, and somebody else stood up. Then I stood up, and I said a few words. He wanted to get back on air. He was sick, but he knew he wanted to get back on air, and that's what kept him going. But then the cancer, he had prostate cancer, I think. And it just consumed him all of a sudden. It came back with such a vengeance. It was really sad. So tonight I shall be having a glass of whiskey in your honour, Garry. Now, I don't know if you are spiritual. Let me tell you about this, all right? So, because I'm up, go to the station, walk the dog, go to the station. My life's quite active. And over the last few days, I've been burning the midnight oil, burning the candle at both ends, if you want to use that expression. I've been submitting an application for a radio license, a DAB, digital broadcast license. And the form is like that thick. So I've been pushing at both ends. So I like to have a little nap during midday, about 3 o'clock, between sort of 2:30 and 3. Not long, 20 minutes or so, just to refresh. And then I take the dog out and we go out for a long walkies. And we did quite a few miles today, didn't we? Yeah, she's all tired out now. And I've lost the train of my thought. What was I talking about? Okay. So I get a bit tired. So I had a little sleep. Now, I normally just curl over on the bed. And the other day I was lying there and I fell asleep sitting up. Well, you know, with some cushions behind me. And just as I was falling asleep, I'm going to take my glasses off now. I felt something punch me on the side of the head. I kid you not. It was like a slap or a punch just there. And it's like, oh. I reckon that was Garry having his last little laugh. Hey, Bob. So, yeah, I don't see things. One of my friends, Sheila, she's has a lot of close encounters with spirits. A medium, I think you call it. And the things she tells you is just unreal. Anyway, maybe she would have a view on that. But yeah, something came into the bedroom and gave me a big smack. It wasn't the dog. The dog was on the bed. Don't tell the missus that. But the dog was on the bed, but facing the other way. And real slap on the side of my head. And it wasn't me either. And it wasn't like I'd slapped myself. It's just like, oh, what was it? So a spirit was in my bedroom. Why had come to me? But some people can see spirits. Some people feel them. I felt them. Something whacked me around the head. Yes. Oh, well. Whoever it was, I know you're there now. Sort of woke me up, but I couldn't sleep after that. I only had about 10 minutes sleep. Oh, well. It was part of the dream. You know, one of those dreams that suddenly become reality? A few years ago, when my first wife, I was dreaming that I was about to take a penalty, football, soccer, or whatever you want to call it. So there was the ball on the white spot, and I was trying to kick it, and I couldn't kick it. Then I kicked it, and she screamed, because the dream I dreamt that I couldn't move my leg, and when I could move my leg, I kicked her so hard in the shin, she screamed, oh, what was that? She said, you kicked me. No, I didn't. I was playing football. Cardinal Chunder's back, I see. What's up? Meow. What? Come on up here then if you're coming up. She's got this thing about coming up and sticking her arse in my face, don't you? Oh, we gave her some catnip. We bought some catnip I don't think it's as strong as the last stuff. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, this is this stuff here. You can focus in on that. Yeah, this is just catnip. Simulating fun and play for your cat. 100% catnip, herbicides, pesticides, free. Comes from South Africa. Now, we put it in a little sock. Not an exercise sock, no. I don't think you could bend those. And if you don't know what an exercise sock is, go and see Family. What is it? Well, come on then. No, I haven't got any. So we put some catnip into the sock and tie it up. So she goes absolutely ballistic. If you've never seen a cat with catnip, it's I'm sure it's a drug. I mean, we're giving our cats drugs, but she freaked out. I mean, it's like going absolutely bananas over this sock, kicking it, playing with it, sniffing it, biting it. Oh, wonderful stuff watching them. Oh, I think she just found it. Now she's all curled up now at the bottom of my tripod. Well, I know what's going to happen. She's going to go for the catnip and the whole thing's going to go over. Isn't that right? Little pain in the BTM, that cat. She who must be paid's on her way home, which is good. Got a lovely dish of mushrooms tonight. Mushrooms in white wine and cream and tarragon, mashed potato, broccoli. Can't beat it, it's lovely. You just chop up loads of mushrooms and put them in some cream and stuff. Oh, she's found the catnip. Go on. Oh, the whole lot's going to go over, I can see that. No. Yeah, she's got this catnip. It's me talking about it. But she's now got it. Oh, you can hear her. She's like, come on, wait. No, she's into her catnip session now. All right. What do you want to do now? She's going to she rubs herself all over my kit. It's not yours, it's mine. Come on, anyway. Anyway, so the wonders of having a cat. The dog and the cat are just so happy. I mean, dog was on the floor yesterday and the cat just rolled up and curled up next to her. And the dog was like, I kill cats, but you can have it, She's chased a few, but she's never actually done any harm to them. Squirrels, on the other hand, yeah. We've had quite a few grey squirrels, haven't we, Luna? Well, I haven't, the dog has. Suddenly, she took one out in front of all these kids. Mammy, what's that dog got? Ah! Screaming they were. Oh, he's got a squirrel. Are you okay? What about you? There's me talking about my things. How are you feeling? Are you okay? Good. If you've got, stick some stuff on the comments. bob@sidvalleyradio.co.uk. I had a couple of people who say hello. I don't have many subscribers. That's fine. I do this for me, not for, just sort of a video record. Nothing else, nothing more. I've been watching those out in Japan. There's a guy who's an American guy or English guy, I can't think which one, can't tell his accent. And he lives out in Japan and he speaks Japanese and he's becoming Japanese. And he was talking about how the foreigners, tourists are going out there and completely upsetting the whole fragile Japanese lifestyle. Begging for money, trying to do things for free and getting arrested. And there's one guy still in prison. He's in prison now. And he's smiling. Look at me. You're going to prison. And guess what? It's not easy. It's not like UK. Anyway, so yeah, there's all these influencers going over to Japan and causing mayhem, pushing geisha people and all sorts. And it's just like, you don't do that. My friend Cheryl's just got back from Japan. She had a cruise around Japan and they stopped every day and they could all go ahead and look at things. And she went to Nagasaki where the other bomb landed. Very peaceful and quiet. My friend Christine, she went there a couple of years ago to Hiroshima. She said the peace and tranquility is amazing. But I'd like to go there. I'd like to live in Japan. But if you can't rent anywhere if you're a foreigner. They won't rent houses or flats or anything like that. It's really difficult. I'll see if I can link the video what I'm talking about in the description. I'm not sure I can, but I'll see if I can do that. But he's talking about Japanese lifestyle. Anyway, so that's about it for today. I think, are we okay, Luna? Okay, Cat? Yep. Got to cook for tonight. Still feeling quite sad, actually, quite subdued about Garry. Some days I'm really happy and jovial and bouncing up and down. But today, I don't know. I don't feel it. The cat is doing things which you just do not want to see. Right, so I'll give you a shout next week. Stay happy. And this is Bob signing off. Oh, sorry about that. Bang, bang, bang. Yep, right, so this is Bob signing out. I'll see you again very soon. Tally ho.